boils down to this, folks. One game to change it all. Will you go through to the knockout stages or will you go home? We're going to take a look at that as we enter match number 8 in the Champions League phase. Let's get into it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another production video. Today is all about match day number 8 in the Champions League, and we'll get to that in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe and your subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, Champions League, World Football. We're going to all here under one Ruski. Liverpool and Barcelona, they're guaranteed to be waiting in the final 16, of course, but who will join them? And, of course, who will be eliminated at this stage of the Champions League phase? We'll get into all of that and more in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe, your one-stop shop for Champions League. And also make sure you drop a comment down below just to say that you love me. Anyway, of course, big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit the last round of games. Of course, look at the table. And then, of course, kick on forward to the final games in the league phase. So here we go, folks. Here we bloody go. Looking back, of course, at the games that did take place last week. Of course, it is very much all guns blazing right now. No rest for the wicked. And these were, of course, my picks and the results on the table. We're going to start with the top of the shop there. Atalanta, 5-0 win over Sturm Graz. I went with a 2-0 win. Monaco with a 1-0 win over Villa. I went with a draw. Liverpool with a 2-1 win over Lille. 3-0 winners in my eyes. Madrid with a 2-1 win over Leverkusen. I did go with Madrid on that one. Look at this game. 5-4 win for Barcelona. I went with a 2-1 win. But, of course, quite close to the money there. Bruges 0. Juventus 0. I went with a 1-0 win. Meanwhile, Red Star Belgrade with a 3-2 loss to PSV. Big win for them. Bologna, 2-1 winners over Dortmund. I went with the 1-0 win. Tartar Sarden, he is out, sacked, as they try to save their Bundesliga season and maybe prolong their Champions League adventure. Meanwhile, Stuttgart with a 3-1 win over Bratislava. I went with a 2-1 win. RB Leipzig with a 2-1 win over Sporting, got them on bang on the nose. Shakhtar Donetsk with a 2-0 win over Brest. I went with the 1-0 win. Bang, bang, thank you, man. Meanwhile, PSG, 4-2 winners over Manchester City. I went with a 2-2 draw myself. Meanwhile, Real Madrid with a 5-1 win over RB Salzburg. 3-0 winners in my eyes. Milan with a 1-0 win over Girona. I got that one bang on. Arsenal with a 3-0 win over Zagreb. I went with a 2-0 win. Celtic with a 1-0 win over Young Boys, but I went with a 3-1 win. Meanwhile, final thumped, banged poor Bayern München. They're 3-0 winners. I went with the away win on that one. And International with a 1-0 win over Sparta Prague. 2-0 winners. For me, that's right. But what about the table now? Let's look at it. These guys got a lot of work to do heading into the match number 8. Of course, just want a quick look at who is in that illustrious 24th spot. 10 points. 10 points to get right in there right now. So you can eliminate Bologna. They are done. Anyone beneath Bologna are out. Shakhtar Donetsk got a lot of work to do themselves. Man City are also on the outside looking in, but big game coming out right around the corner. So we said goodbye to Leipzig, Girona. They're gone. Bologna as well. Some of the big heavy hitters. Of course, some of Belgrade here. Very, very sad to see them go, of course. But anyway, these guys in the middle of the pack got a lot of work to do themselves. Of course, Villa were in the top 8 for a good part of the season, as were Brest, as were Dortmund. Look at these big boys, Bayern and Real Madrid, Juventus, PSG, Sporting, and some heavy-duty weights here, which could meet in the playoff. That's how bad this is. We could be not seeing a Bayern, PSG, a Juventus make it through to that actual last 16. So it's quite stacked in here. So win to get you in. And of course, the win to get you in, currently you got to get above 13 points. So realistically, it's all doable from 24th upwards. A lot of these guys need a miraculous goal swing. But realistically, it is very, very tight. Because currently it is looking like this. It is Liverpool, they are through. Barcelona, they are through as well. Arsenal, very, very close. Inter, very, very close. Atletico, AC Milan, Atalanta, and Bayer Leverkusen, of course. What I didn't, or what I failed to say is that all these next round of games are taking place at the same time. Same can be said for Europa League. So it's going to be a bonkers Wednesday. It's going to be a bonkers Thursday. But these are the last round of games here, guys. Match number 8. Of course, if you want to keep on predicting, there's a link down below. I'll bring you bang up to date when we come back for those playoffs. Top 8 go through to the knockouts. 9 through the next batch. The 16 after will go through to the playoffs, which, of course, I think it might be a one-legged affair. And then, of course, win that to go and join the top 8. So we're going to start with the top of the shop here. A trip to the Allianz Arena. That's right. It'll be Bayern. It will be Slaven Bratislava. You can already think which way this is going to go, can't you? Bayern under Vinny Company, 15 for the table, 12 points for the season. They're on 83% form. They've won 5 of the last 6. So against Slaven Bratislava under Vladimir Weiss, They won 3 and lost 3 over the last 6. They're rock bottom, yet to pick up a point. When I say rock bottom, they're 35th. They're pretty much rock bottom. Never played each other according to my data, but Bayern on the back of that 2-1 win over Freiburg. Did lose to Feyenoord most recently. Slovan Bratislava on the back of that 3-1 loss to a fellow Bundesliga team, Stuttgart, most recently. The odds right here right now, I've got no odds, very, very slim odds, or very, not slim odds, but just poor. I can't read them. They're not fractions, they're decimals. But what I can tell you is Bayern are massive favourites. Slovan Bratislava, massive underdogs. There's only one winner in here. Bayern should win. 3-0 win. Will that be enough to break into the top 8? We'll have a look at the end of the show. Of course, Dortmund up against Shakhtar Donetsk. That's right. Dortmund now under Mike Tulberg, taking over the reins right here right now for Dortmund. Up against Shakhtar under Mario Pusic. They played each other twice since 2013. 1 win for Dortmund. Nothing for Shakhtar. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Dortmund are 14th at the table, 12 points for the campaign. They haven't won in the last 5. Shakhtar, though, under Pusic, unbeaten in the last 4. They've won 3 on the spin. They're 27th, though, 7 points for the campaign at the moment. They last played in the Champions League at this very venue. It was back in March 2013. 3-0 winners it was for Dortmund. Dortmund picking up a 2-2 draw against Bremen most recently, which was just yesterday. Shakhtar on the back of that 2-0 win over Stade Brest. Cheeky, of course, to give themselves some hope entering in the final day. Of course, Dortmund are favoured here for the victory. Shakhtar are, of course, still underdogs. I'm going to back Dortmund to win, whoever's in charge. It might be a caretaker as they navigate this little bump in the road at the moment. Meanwhile, we'll go to Barcelona, who are there. They might take it easy up against an Atalanta side, or they might not. Barcelona coming at you under Hansi Flick. 92% form for them right now, unbeaten in at least the last 6 games, winning 5 and drawing just the 1. Up against Atalanta under Gian Piero Casperini, they won back-to-back. They are 7th right now, 14 points for the campaign. Never played each other, according to my data. Meanwhile, Barcelona on the back of that 5-4 thriller against Benfica. Atalanta beating Como just the other day. Atalanta taking on a Valencia side, who could cause some problems over in La Liga. Coming at you as Stade Olympique Louis Companies, that's the venue. Bookies got odds going with Barcelona against Atalanta. I think I'm leaning towards a Barcelona victory, even though they've already secured their spot in that final 8. 2-1 win. I think they just want to just keep winning, keep their momentum going in that one. Meanwhile, Internazionale up against Monaco. This one's a bit of a spicy one here, guys. When you look at it so far, it's kind of been, as you expect. There is not many monster games in here that two heavyweights are locked in battle, but this one's pretty close. Internazionale up against Simone Inzaghi, up against Monaco under Adi Hüttler and the Giuseppe Meazza. Inter coming at you at 4th for the table, 16 points for the campaign. Up against Monaco, who are 10th, 13 points for the campaign. For them, a win could level them on the same points as Inter. They played each other 3 times since 2006, just 1 win apiece and 1 draw. Inter winning we're looking at just 1 defeat in the last 6. Monaco back-to-back wins for them. Last time around, it was a friendly, of course, in Italy. It was a 2-2 draw. Don't look at that too much. Inter, though, with a 1-0 win over Sparta Prague most recently. Monaco back to winning ways, or continue to be in winning ways, with a 3-2 win over Rennes. That's right, in Ligue 1. The bookies for this one, though, Inter are favoured here. Monaco, your underdogs, still quite massive outsiders for this one, but I've got to back Inter, really. 2-0 win on this one. Meanwhile, Manchester City need to win and just hope everybody else above them doesn't, which I don't think that's mathematically possible. Coming at the Etihad, City under Pep Guardiola, under Club Brugge under Nicky Hayden. They played each other twice. City 2021, City winning both of them. Club Brugge yet to get a win. City, though, sitting 25th at the table, 8 points for the campaign. They are playoff bound if they win, or maybe even a point. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 up against Club Brugge. Unbeaten in at least the last 6. They haven't lost, in fact, in the last 7 away matches. Haven't lost, in fact, in the last 20 games. So they might prove to be quite stubborn opposition. They're 20th for the table, 11 points for the campaign as well. They could mathematically also, if with a win, jump into that top 8, but it's going to be a tall order for them as well. Last time they played each other over at this very venue was a 4-1 win for Manchester City back in November 2021. City beating Chelsea yesterday. Bruges drawing with Kutrich, of course, in the Jupiler League in Belgium. City overwhelming favourites. Club Brugge massive underdogs. Got to back City, unfortunately, if you're a betting man. Not that I wanted this to be the result, but you can't. I'm trying to be honest. Honest Dirk here. 3-0 win, Man City. I love a Club Brugge win. I would love it, but I just can't see it happening. Meanwhile, Brest cheeky up against no. What? I got Brest on the brain, baby. Leverkusen up against Sparta Prague. That's right, coming at you over at the Bay Arena. That's right, Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen up against Sparta Prague and the last Flis. Played each other just the one time since 2007. It was a win for Leverkusen. We'll talk about that shortly. Leverkusen are 8th right now, but back-to-back games without a win. Up against Sparta Prague and the last Flis, winning 4 of the last 6. They are 29th, 4 points for the campaign. They are done. They're not going to qualify. They are going home. That one only victory was a 1-0 win for Leverkusen back in December 2007 in the UEFA Cup Group E. Leverkusen drawn with Leipzig most recently 2-2 in the Bundesliga. Sparta Prague beating, actually losing to Inter most recently. 1-0 winners on that one. Leverkusen favoured on this one. They should win this one. Going to back them as well. 3-1 win over Sparta Prague to probably maintain. I think they'll be in the top 8. Guaranteed with a victory. You don't even need a calculator for that one. Meanwhile, Juventus, there against Benfica, is a spicy one. Here we go. Coming out to the Allianz Stadium, Juventus on Thiago Motta. They are 17th for the table, just 1 win in the last 6 for Motta's boys, 12 points for the season. Benfica and Bruno Lager, back-to-back defeats. They're 21st with 10 points. This is definitely heavy metal competition right here, right now. This is the game you'd have to watch. If I'm going to watch any of these, you're going to watch this one. Played the 6 times in 2012, 3 wins Benfica, 1 win for Juventus, 2 draws between the two sides. It could cost Thiago Motta his job, because I know they've been unhappy with his progress so far in Serie A. And if he wasn't to get through to at least the playoffs, something has to be said. Anyway, last time around over at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Benfica back in September 2022. Juventus losing to Napoli 2-1 just yesterday. Benfica losing as well to Casapia in the Portuguese top flight. That's an unheard of. Very tight on the bookies, very, very tight, but Juventus are favoured being at home. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, which again just kind of leaves a little bit of egg on the face for both. Meanwhile, Zagreb up against AC Milan, coming at you over in Dynamo in Zagreb itself. Croatia at the Mascamia. Dynamo Zagreb under Fabio Cannavaro, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're 26, 8 points for the campaign. They are on the verge of elimination. Meanwhile, Milan under Sergio Conceição, they are 6, 15 points for the campaign, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They played each other twice since 2022. 2 wins out of 2 for Milan. Most recently at this venue, it was a 4-0 win for AC back in October 2022 in the Champions League. AC Milan picking up a 3-2 win over Parma just yesterday. Zagreb with a 3-1 win over Istra. Over in the Croatian top flight. Bookies for this one, though. Where are we? Zagreb, underdogs, AC Milan, the favoured, even though they're the visiting side. Going to give it a 2-0 win for them as well. Lille against Feyenoord. This one's spicy as well. This one's got a bit of kick to it when you look at it. Lille under Bruno Guinnessiro up against Feyenoord under Brian Priske. They are playing at the Stade Pierre Maroy. Lille at 12th in the table, 13 points for the campaign. Up against Feyenoord, 11th in the table, 13 points for the campaign as well. Never played each other according to my data. Lille just 2 defeats, actually back-to-back defeats coming into this. Feyenoord on the back of just 1 defeat in the last 5. Feyenoord beating Bayern most recently in the Champions League, taking on some Dutch opposition right here, right now. Up against Lille, who did lose to Strasbourg in Ligue 1 most recently. Back-to-back defeats, in fact, back-to-back away defeats for them. The bookies on this one will be quite tight. Going with Lille, though, they're slightly edging it, the Frenchies, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards, what I'm leaning towards? I'm leaning to a draw. It did feel like a draw. Just 2 sides cancelling each other out, middle of the table pack might be enough just to extend their European adventure to another day. Next up is PSV Eindhoven against Liverpool coming at you over at the Philips Stadion over in the Dutchlands. Peter Boaz, the coach for PSV, 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 19th in the table, 11 points for the campaign. Up against Liverpool under Arne Slot, unbeaten now in the last 5. Top of the pops, 21 points for the campaign. They can take it easy. They could take it bloody easy. And they've played PSV 6 times since 2006. They've won 5, drawn just the 1. And looking forward to this one, I imagine. Last time around over at this very venue, it was a 3-1 win for Liverpool back in December 2008. Back-to-back wins for Liverpool. In fact, they've won 5 on the spin against them. PSV is beating Breda 3-2 most recently. Liverpool with a 4-1 win over Ipswich just yesterday. Bookies for this one, difficult because of Liverpool are already through. Guaranteed. It's very, very tight according to the bookies, but I think I'm still leaning towards a Liverpool victory. 3-1 win. They might take it easy. They might just go for the draw. They might even, because Dutchman to Dutchman, you know what I mean? Going back to his homeland, Arne Slot might take it easy. Who knows? Meanwhile, RB Salzburg, they're up against Athletic Madrid. Coming at you over in Austria. Red Bull Arena is the venue. Thomas Lichtich is the coach for Salzburg. 4 defeats to the last 5. They are 34th in the table, just 3 points for the campaign. They are done and dusted. Meanwhile, Madrid under Diego Simeone, they are 5th. Of course, trying to remain in that top 8, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They played each other 3 times since 2020. 1 win for Salzburg, 2 wins for Madrid. No draws at the moment. Last time around over at this very venue in competitive action, it was a 2-0 win for Madrid back in December 2020. Atletico picking up a 1-1 draw against Villarreal most recently. Real Madrid took on Salzburg last time around. They thumped them 5-1. Bookies for this, Salzburg overwhelming underdogs. Madrid, massive favourites. Going to go with Madrid as well with a 1-0 win. In the end, guys, meanwhile, Sporting Lisbon up against Bologna. They've fallen from grace, haven't they, Sporting, at the moment. Currently under Rui Borjas. They are 23rd in the table, just 10 points for the campaign. They've won 3 and lost 2 of the last 5 up against Bologna, who are 28th. I think they are out. Despite being unbeaten in the last 5. They've never played each other, these two sides, according to my data. Coming at you over at the Estadio José Alvalade. Sporting Lisbon on the back of a 2-0 win over Nacional. Portuguese top flight. Meanwhile, Bologna could only draw with Empoli most recently. Despite beating Dortmund, they're on the outside looking in. I don't think they can actually get into the top, into the playoffs, or extend their campaign in the Champions League. The odds here, Sporting are favoured here, of course, massively. Bologna are underdogs. Going to go with the win for Sporting as well. Backing the bookies on this one. Meanwhile, Young Boys Burn up against Red Star Belgrade, coming out of the Stadion Wankdorf. Meanwhile, Young Boys Burn under Giorgio Contini. Just one win the last 6. They are rock bottom. I say rock bottom, and I mean rock bottom. They are 36th in the table. No points thus far. Up against Red Star Belgrade, or 32nd with 3 points for the campaign, and they've won 4 of the last 5. They played each other 6 times since 2004, 1 win apiece and 4 draws. Last time around over at this very venue, it was a 2-0 win for Young Boys Burn. That's right, back in November 2023. The Swiss outfit on the back of that 0-0 draw against Grasshopper. They haven't scored a goal in that competitively in the last 3 games. Red Star Belgrade losing to PSV, most recently that 3-2 thriller over in Belgrade. The odds for this one, Young Boy, it's actually very split. It's level pegging between both home and away. Could be a draw. Going with it. That's it. I foresee it. I've foreseen it. 1-1 in the end. Meanwhile, Aston Villa up against Celtic, coming at you over at Villa Park under Unai Emery. Villa are 9th in the table, 13 points for the campaign, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Celtic under Brendan Rodgers, unbeaten now in the last 6, 18th in the table, 12 points for the campaign. They won 5 out of the last 6, but they are unbeaten during that other one. Never played each other according to my data. Villa losing to Monaco most recently, taking on West Ham tonight. Celtic on the back of that 1-0 win over Young Boys Burn, taking on, I don't know, they might be taking on somebody right here, right now. I don't even know. I've not even looked at it. Of course, tight with these guys, tight on the bookies, I imagine. Let's have a quick look at it. Villa, massive favourites, Celtic underdogs. I'm going to back Villa as well on this one. 4-2, gone goals bananas on this one. 4-2 win, Villa, taking the points, possibly into the top 8. Celtic may have to wait to play the lottery and see if they can hang on in there, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. Meanwhile, Girona up against Arsenal. Arsenal very, very close to securing their top 8 status. Up against Girona under Michel, they are out. 4 defeats in the last 6. It's been an adventure for them. It's been a crazy couple of years for Girona. 2 wins in the last 6, 33% fall for them right now. Arsenal unbeaten in the last 4 under Mikel Arteta. They are 3rd, 16 points for the campaign. Arsenal on the back of that 1-0 win over Wolves. Been a crazy game, back-to-back clean sheets for them in all competitions. Girona losing to Milan most recently, and they're going to take on they're probably taking on somebody right here, right now as we speak. Bookies odds for this. Arsenal are favoured, of course, despite being the away dugout. Girona favour the underdogs. Going to go with Arsenal win as well. 2-1 win on the road. Again, that will secure the top 8. No need to get the calculator out. Meanwhile, Brest, they're up against it. Taking on Real Madrid. Goodness gracious me, they need something crazy. If I can find it, there it is. Brest against Real Madrid. At the Stade du Roderu, Eric Roy's Brest are 13th for the table, 13 points for the campaign. Up against Madrid, who are 16th for the table, 12 points for the campaign. Now, this is actually quite spicy because, not just because it's Brest, but Brest have had an amazing Champions League. They were in the top 8 for a good portion of time. A draw would be absolutely massive to them. It could be humongously detrimental to Real Madrid. I still think a draw would probably keep them both in it. But I think Real Madrid still have aspirations to break into the top 8. Anyway, Brest are winning 4 of the last 6. 67% form for them right now. Real Madrid winning 4 in the spin. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Madrid picking up a 3-0 win over Valladolid most recently. Stade Brest losing to Shakhtar just last week, taking on Le Havre in Ligue 1 this time around. Coming at you over in La France. Madrid are overwhelming favourites. Unfortunately, I have see it as well. 3-0 win, but I really hope that Brest can get something out of that to maybe dent Real Madrid's hopes and put them at least in the trapdoor. Meanwhile, last couple of Sturm Graz coming at you out of Austria, up against Leipzig out of Germany. Both sides are out. Dead rubber at the Worth Stadion. Sturm Graz and Jürgen Samuel. Just 1 win in the last 6, 33rd in the table, 3 points for the campaign. Up against Leipzig and Marco Rosa. 50% form for them. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. They are 30th with also 3 points for the campaign. Leverkusen picking up a draw with Leipzig in the Bundesliga most recently. They also on the back of that 2-1 win over Sporting Lisbon. Sturm Graz losing to Atalanta most recently. Of course, with this game right around the corner. Bookies odds going with Leipzig. They are favoured here. They'll win it in my eyes as well. 2-1 win Leipzig taking the 3 points, and then wrapping it up. And finally, we of course go to Stuttgart as the Bundesliga outfit under Sebastian Hoeneß, trying to get themselves back in the thick of things. They are 24th in the table, just 10 points for the season, up against PSG and Luis Enrique. They're also 22nd with just 10 points as well, with a good record at the moment, 92% form for them at the MHP Arena coming at you. Never played each other according to my data. PSG drawing with Reims most recently. Stuttgart losing to Mainz most recently. With the bookies gone, this one going in favour of the Frenchies. They are favoured. Stuttgart, the underdogs, tight this one, but I'm going to lean towards PSG at the moment. 3-1 win in the end. Oh, wow, wow, wee, wow. Now, my friends, I know what you're waiting for. What does that mean? If these results were to come on in, bang on the nose, what would the table look like? Well, I'm about to show you. Sit tight, hold on, and away we go. We're going to say goodbye to the likes of Leipzig. Stuttgart are done. Zagreb are out of there. Girona we knew. Pretty anticlimactic, really. No major losses, I think, in the Champions League. But there'll be work to do for these guys. Let's go into the playoff territory. This is the playoff territory. We've got some real heavyweights. Man City are going to do it the hard way. Real Madrid, they're going to do it the hard way. Bayern, Dortmund, PSG, Juventus. It is stacked. We could lose a couple of heavyweights. I don't know how they do this. Is it a seeding system? Is it a drawing system? Does Dortmund take on Club Brugge? Does Bayern take on PSV? Do they work their way in the middle? Do they do it like that? Because if so, we could have some right old crackers on our hand. We could be looking at Atalanta, Manchester City. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Hopefully it's not a cop-out, because I'd like to see some heavyweights be eliminated here. And into the top 8, it goes like this. Liverpool are top of the pops there. Of course, we knew that. Barcelona are there. Arsenal will join them, as will Inter, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan, Bayer Leverkusen, and Aston Villa. Pretty impressive stuff there. A couple of Italians in there, a couple of Spanish in there, a German teams in there, and 3 English teams are in there as well. So that completes it. If you want to get involved with the Prediction League, make sure you get involved. The link is down below. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. We'll see you soon for those playoffs and more. But until then, we're done.